Don't Vote Labour Again, Episode 56. It is claimed that this move will save more cash and will be putting more money in people's pockets, according to Rayner. This is debatable. On the one hand, there will be fewer salaries and elections, which are expensive, £2.5 million per election in Essex. On the other hand, these councils will have bigger budgets and higher salaries than the current ones do. The mayors will certainly cost much more, and there will be administrative costs in performing the reorganisations, reckoned by the Local Government Association to be 25 to 100 million for each authority. A 2016 Ernst & Young estimate had the cost for the whole of England at 98 to 266 million pounds, if you were to have 3 unitaries per council area, the current preference. I'll do some very rough sums here. Adjusted for inflation, that is 132 to 358 million pounds. With 21 county councils currently in England, that would be 6.3 million to 17 million per council. If you divide the estimate by 164 district councils, that makes £800,000 to £2.2 million each. You would need to weigh up these factors to work out whether it will indeed save money, although you'd be hard-pressed to find many large state projects that don't carry an increased cost. Sam Chapman-Allen, again, challenges the money-saving aspect. Past experience suggests local government reorganisation is no panacea for saving money and improving the financial sustainability of local councils. Many new unitary councils have experienced deep financial difficulties. Evidence that new councils are more efficient and effective is inconclusive at best. Clearly, the chairman is keen on the word panacea. Another Conservative, Lord John Huller, the former leader of South Norfolk Council, observed, "District councils have quite small budgets, so the suggestion that abolishing them is going to save huge amounts of money is probably not the main motivation." The aforementioned Councillor Overton also disputes the money-saving possibilities. There is still no clarity on how the cost of reorganisation will be met beyond asset stripping existing councils. On the other side of the argument is the former Tory leader of Cambridgeshire County Council, Alan Melton. He said the move would save money and give better value for council taxpayers, adding, "All of these charge council tax, employ numerous officers including 10 chief executives. Not only is this expensive, but it is also unsustainable and does not give good value for money." A House of Commons library document makes you none the wiser on the issue. It is not clear from available evidence whether unitary councils save money compared with a two-tier system. International experience suggests that when councils are merged, sometimes the merged council saves money and sometimes it does not. The library cites estimates by 2 major financial consultancies who reckon unitaries save £20 to £25 million per year when replacing two-tier councils throughout England. The 2016 Ernst & Young estimate had the cost for the whole of England at £401 to £585 million if you were to have 3 unitaries per council area. Adjusted for inflation, that is £540 to £788 million. If you divide it by the 164 district councils, that makes £3.3 to £4.8 million each. That's not really a huge amount. The next question is why? What do Labour stand to gain, aside of buying them time and putting off an electoral reckoning? The move, like boundary changes, is a calculated gamble. Usually, if the governing party is doing well, with electoral momentum on its side, it makes the assumption that any shake-up will work in its favour. Such moves can also happen, as it has in this case, when a ruling party is doing badly. Labour are in a fix, and this is a roll of the dice. Boundary changes are officially worked out by boundary commissions, who are supposedly independent, then debated and signed off by Parliament. This means, for the sake of balance, The ruling party has to take a hit in some areas in exchange for big wins in others. There is always a trade-off in this respect. Ditto for a shake-up of the councils. The reorganisation will result in much more powerful councils centred around urban demographics, which are traditionally better for Labour. If Labour can win the majority of those, it will be in a stronger position to govern the country. The same goes for the installation of mayors, which will provide yet another opportunity to wield power. All but one of the current 12 metropolitan mayors are Labour. The probabilities are, despite everything, in Starmer's favour. The Tories have taken such gambles in the past, just as Labour has, and when they were riding high under Johnson, the Boundary Commission, made boundary changes in time for the 2022 local elections. They also created, as we have seen, several unitary authorities, and considered a policy of rolling them out to the whole of England. Their fortunes plummeted before they could see the benefits of their efforts. Labour were considering the policy when they expected a landslide, but their fortunes have gone to pot faster than any government in British history, aside of Liz Truss. They might have taken their time were they not in such peril, surely and steadily making the groundwork for the 100-year Labour Reich. Now, however, it's a Hail Mary pass, in American football terms, or putting on Theo Walcott in the last 5 minutes, in retro British football terms. Another aspect in why is that hundreds of councils around the country are in serious debt. In December 2024, local council debt was estimated to be £77.5 billion. The previously Tory-run Thurrock Council, one of the Essex unitaries set to be scrapped, is £1 billion in arrears, partly thanks to a fraud case. Abolishing these councils will help conceal this shameful situation, both from the government's perspective and that of the councils themselves. What will happen to these outstanding debts? It is reported that central government, or rather the taxpayer, will take them on. A lot of council leaders and portfolio holders will then be off the hook and free to join the new councils with a clean slate. If that doesn't happen, then council tax raises will take care of it. Good times. Whatever the pros and cons of the reorganisation, it is a big step, uprooting long-established status quos. Some councils will be dissolved that have been around for over a century. It is bound to provoke suspicions about the agenda behind it and why some of our democratic rights are being put on hold. These suspicions will not fade away, and they will manifest when these voters are allowed back to the polls. Nigel will be smiling yet. These are from my article series Don't Vote Labour Again, published on my Substack, link in description. I usually split each subject into smaller episodes. In the description you will find links to the other episodes. You can also check out my playlist to find every single one. Please support me in my work by subscribing to this channel, subscribing free to my Substack, and by liking and sharing. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon as we plumb the depths of this dreadful government.